Hello, for more welcome to Invest. Talk about investing, finance, and professional development. For today's items only, the investment talk today would be Ethereum to ETH. First, want to say happy Wednesday, everybody. We have a great week so far, and also good morning, good evening, or good night, depending on when you are as well. Respect to recording time of 7:58 a.m. on the Eastern Time. Ethereum currently trading $2,892, up about 0.78% so far. Respect to overall crypto market, it seems like it's normalizing from the consecutive sell-off days we've been enduring ever since the Sunday, right? If you talk about crypto specifically, but on the equity side as well, right? Ever since Monday. And the key catalyst on driving this sell-off, again, right, we've been keeping tabs, the 6 or 7 factors, right, just in the chronological order. First one with respect to crypto is the Christine Lagarde negative media affectation around her depictions on crypto, calling it a suspicious warning, right? That's happened on Sunday or Saturday, depending on where you are, during the weekend, right? Second one is the Hong Kong equity market sell-off, right, with respect to the contagion sweeping the financial market, right, stem from the embattled developer China Evergrande Group on the brink of default, right, with subsequently the Hang Seng Index plunged about 4%. And also with respect to some of the fear mongering that's been driving, coming from the Fed's Reserve, the 2 days meetings, right, which delayed from yesterday to today. So the FOMC meeting is going to talk about the quantitative tapering plan that Jerome Powell is going to be triangulating going forward, right? He does have a mandate to make sure that we sustain the economy with the job numbers that we're going to be cultivating going forward, right? So we're going to learn a little bit more later today. I don't know if there's a live stream, but I think historically that was like a live stream sometimes around like 2:30 or 2:15 p.m. on the Eastern time. So if there is one, I'm gonna, obviously, take a close look at it and block out some of my meetings on my calendar to, step out to watch to understand what's going on, because that will be a relatively sizable catalyst on the timing of the tapering, right? I know some people have been talking about there's some foreshadow around like December this year, but there's nothing confirmatory so far. But it's an important factor we to understand, because that could subsequently alter the macro dynamics on the equity side, which will drive some anti-correlation effects to the crypto side, right? So it's an important factor we need to understand. And also with respect to the FOMC meeting, I'm sure they will be talking about some sort of crypto bills initiative that they've been cultivating, right? Don Byers, the 57 pages of crypto bill, the revision of the infrastructure bill that we've heard a couple weeks ago. Gary Gensler, even the SEC, has been, relatively negative towards crypto assets as a whole, calling it some sort of a fraud, scam type of, or just any fraudulent activities to describe, right, crypto assets. So something we have to be mindful of, contingent on what they say. We are in the business of risk mitigation, so we just have to stay focused, right? And the next one is the COVID variants case, right? It's been spiking on a regional level, despite the cooler weather in North America. And then the last one, not the last one, the last two would be the September has always historically been a negative month, down about 0.4% on average. And then lastly, the last reason would be the brinkmanship in DC, right? We are close to raising the debt ceiling, right? Which with that affectation can subsequently drive some stir in the equity market, anti-correlation effects to the crypto market, driving some sell-off across the board, right? So with respect to the recording time of 8:02 a.m. on Eastern Time, Ethereum country $2,898, up about 1.01% so far. And on the news front, I've been just reading some news. I woke up relatively early today. I didn't really go to the gym. So first one on Decrypts, talk about Tom Brady, who is the football legend, or the American football legend, opens to earn part of the salary in Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Solana. So this 7-time Super Bowl winner champion quarterback is open for it. So and this is something that we have seen a lot of athletes are slowly cultivating and adopting. It seems like, on the athletic side of the world, it's definitely something that athletes, or aka the wealth advisor as well, because that's how they get their financial advice from. typically, are giving the stamp of approval for them to utilize that hard-earned money to be cultivated and invested into crypto assets, right? Which is part of the diversifications in the portfolio, which is something that is great, a pseudo stamp of approval on Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Solana even. So the next one is really talking about just more regurgitation news, talking about Bitcoin slides 6% if Ethereum sinks below 3,000 to hit near 2 months low. And this is just another depictions on the technical analysis, explaining what's going on. Something that we've been covering for, I would say, days now, weeks now, if you may. So the 2,800 that we're floating at right now is just a floating number. So the technical number is 2,750, which we have seen yesterday as we rebound from that level, right? So it's not a surprise. It's just again, the news on Decrypt just repeating or regurgitation of the technicals that we've been performing so far. The next one is on Decrypt about Snoop Dogg reviews himself as Ethereum NFT whale with $17 million collection. So Snoop Dogg, the legend, seems like he is a relatively large investor in NFT. NFT based on Ethereum is an art form, right? So you see a lot of athletes like Stephen Curry. Now you see Snoop Dogg. I even see like Dr. J. And as we saw Tom Brady, are slowly cultivating and adopting these NFT commercialization. So something to know. Is this something that we find this as a substantive news? Not really. It's just more of a commercial use that we are seeing as a form of activity. So it's great for us, as we get more exposures on Ethereum out there, right? So let's go back to the technicals. So we are basically hovering on a sideways fashion pending on the outcome of the meeting. So we are slowly kind of recuperating because the sell-off has been relatively nasty. So on the MACD perspective, we are not showing any signs of curvature yet, despite the sell-off. And on our side, we are slowly curving up. We are at the leaning more of a like 5% away from the oversold level at 36.44, as we can see on the scale right here. So buying at the current level is not a bad idea, to be honest with you, because we are relatively oversold. But again, right, the 2,750 is technically the level to buy, right? But you can never be 100% precise, despite of how precise we have been so far. We just have to be, just approximate, understand for long term. And I think right now the risk benefits analysis perspective is relatively, well. And I don't mind buying at this current level right now. But I think contingent on what they say later today during the meeting or the synopsis of the depictions around it, we might get down a little bit more. But I think 2,450 would be technically the bottom in a later time. I think we need to kind of cool off first, because it doesn't just keep going down like that. It doesn't go down like a crash. It needs to kind of slowly glide down like an escalator, if you may. Okay, so Dogecoin, again, 20 cents is a good level to buy at, and that's the reason why we bounced back. So our side slowly recuperating, got back up. So I think it's not a bad level to still buy at. I mean, you could have bought in a better level below 20 cents, but not a bad level at all at the current level right now. Cardano, we are just recuperating back up, but again, we do have a relatively large gap at the 187, and I think we tested 190 yesterday. But right now, if we break the 187, we have a long way to go to 145. Solana, we're still selling off. There is no signs of recovery yet, despite the RSI slowly curving back up, but the MACD is still, sharply going down, and we are still at the mid level of overbought, oversold level. So still need to kind of cool off a little bit right now. The next level is the 112, the next level is the 97, and my level is really the $66, $67 level. XRP, 88, 70, 78 would be a good level to buy at. Current level is just floating, but not a bad level in a risk reward ratio perspective, because we do have some consolidation zone from the past. So something we have to be mindful of. But if we crash down, we have a relatively large sleep down, 78, 69, 57. And polkadot, I don't really cover this, but this is something that people have been asking. So I think the current level is not a bad level to buy at the 25, well 28 right now. The 25 is not a bad level to buy at, but the next level is really at the 21, and then you have a really sharp drop down because of this one gap that we never formed to basically match up. So it's going to be 15. So again, 24, 25 would be first level. Next level would be 20. If we break 20, we'll go down to 15. Okay. Alright, so let's just use the cheat sheet again. Again, we are in the panic and capitulation stage. I think anger should be coming, technically. But for us, we're never angry. We've been practicing like a monk, right? We've been practicing and we've been, expecting. So this is not a surprise at all. We would be angry if we were surprised. I think people are typically pissed off when you are surprised by something that's out of their control, right? So I think with respect to the frame of reference, again, for Ethereum, it's still 3,000, 2,750, 2,450. 2,750, we saw that yesterday, so not a bad level against an attractive level, right? But 2,450 is a steal level. It's a reason I call this steal level, right? And I would typically buy within the frame of reference between these levels. I would not completely wait until 245 because it is a technical number, but it never just completely be 100% precise, right? It's impossibility, right? It will be if I was a wizard, but I'm not a wizard. Again, I'm just a human being reading news and reading charts. But if you bought in much higher than 3,750 for some reason, just hold for a long term because we have much higher levels to get to as we go through the market cycle. So hopefully this is helpful. Really appreciate you for dropping by this morning or this night. I know some people even wake up at like 3 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning to watch my videos. So I really love the just the effort. Like, you guys are much more diligent investors than I am, I would say. So really appreciate your friendship, your guidance, and just been a great experience so far. Building this family, collectively together. So stay strong, stay tuned, and watch out for the next video coming up. Take care. Bye.